Well, the Future Classics are on the grid. Bill Lancashire's TVR Tuscan on pole. Alongside is the 928 Series 4 of Mark Chilton. Lights are on, lights go out, and it's a good start by the Tuscan in the hands of the 66-year-old from Warwick, the former Westfield champion, as we ride on board with Tony McAvoy at the wheel of his Porsche 944, looking to try and put under pressure Stephen Scott Dunwoody at the wheel of his Ford Sapphire Cosworth. This huge field of cars, as with all of the CSCC categories, enormous variety amongst them, pick their way out of Allard and in towards the braking area for Campbell Cobb and Seagrave for the first time. As further down through the order, we can see some of the fights that are going on. That includes that car there, car number 93, which is the fairly unusual XR8 Ford Sierra in the hands of Tom Brenton. Here we go, Charlie Brisker. There's contact between Charlie Brisker and that looked like the Morgan of the Carters, and Charlie Brisker is spun around at the wheel of his BMW and should be able to continue, but I suspect there's damage to that car where it made contact with the hugely unfortunate Morgan that was in the hands of Richard Carter. Race continues on. Rest of the field working their way through. There goes the Ford Mustang Mach 1 of Marcus Bicknell under pressure from what will be the Miles Maserati Porsche, and Miles looking to try and work his way through and ahead of the 68-year-old director from Chalfont St Giles. And as he tries to work his way ahead, he loses a place actually, because Alex Livesley sneaks his way through. Alex Livesley has had 2 wins so far this season in the Advantage Motorsport Future Classics. He took a win at Snetterton, he took a win at Brands Hatch, so come the pit stop window, he's got 60 seconds in the pits as they pass the stricken car of Charlie Brisker. And also involved is car number 82, that's Gary Fletcher limping the Droop Snoop Forenza back into the pits. Stephen Scott Dunwoody under huge pressure from the Porsche of Tim Bates, who's being attacked now by the Ford Mustang Mach 1 in the hands of Marcus Bicknell. Side by side they go down past Brooklands and up Woodham Hill. Marcus Bicknell looking to his left to see exactly where the slightly lighter Porsche is, so the Porsche should surely have it on the brakes. Turn their way in towards the club chicane. Stephen Scott Dunwoody hangs on to the place. Tim Bates does indeed hang on to his position. Marcus Bicknell is right behind. Then they've got Alex Livesley at the wheel of the Jensen. The pit window, it is the yellow Porsche, number 156 of the man from Whitchurch, the former oval racer and bike racer, Tony Marion, that is leading at this stage, and the Tuscans being serviced in the pit lane, but were they a bit too late? Tony Marion is going to get the race back underway at the wheel of his Porsche. It will be Mark Chilton's Porsche 928 that is third in the queue but second in the race. He's got the lapped Ford Mustang of Steve Everson to deal with. He can't overtake until he gets to the start finish line, and he now squeezes his way past that lapped car there. So the race is on for the lead of the race, the 944 Series 2 leading the 928 Series 4 as they get the race back underway. And up to third in the race for the very tail end of the field, having qualified out of session, is the silver car with its light green nose. That's Miles Casteltini at the wheel of the Davrian Mark 8. I did say he was worth watching out for, and the 38-year-old from Leamington going great guns. Back out of the pits comes the TVR Tuscan. That's now in the hands of Howard Lancashire, but were they a little bit too late? The squabble is on for the lead of the race. Mark Chilton's gone through and has taken up the lead as they head round through Church Corner, and now the 36-year-old Tuscan still pressing on as hard as it possibly can, as here is Miles Casteltini at the wheel of the Davrian Mark 8. Let's not forget, for the tail end of the field, 34th when the race got underway. He is now putting a lap on Steve Everson's Mustang Mach 1 as we ride on board. Glorious noise of the V8, great soundtrack, isn't it, as they head through the back part of the circuit, but it is Mark Chilton that is pressing on. But what a drive for Mark Chilton. He had a 30-second penalty following his success at Silverstone earlier on in the year, and he claims a second win of the season here at Thruxton in the Advantage Motorsports Future Classic. It's a win for the 928. Second place is the 944 of Tony Marion, and we await the arrival of the third place car through, which should be the Ford Sierra Sapphire Cosworth of Stephen Scott Dunwoody. So Chilton wins from Marion and Scott Dunwoody in third place. The leading 1970s car home was Miles Maserati, so he wins Group 1. Tim Bates in fifth place, and the Lillian Tucker Ford Sierra was in sixth. Tony McAvoy, Graham Scarborough, Jenkins and Rogers with their Mazda in ninth place, and Tom Brenton in the usual XR8 is there in 10th place. Martin Adams was in 11th, Bicknell and Everson in 12th place, with Jeff Beale, David Bryant and David Hall completing the top 15. The Lancashire's TVR Tuscan did pit outside of the window. They were given a 2-lap penalty and will finish down in what was a very frustrating 20th position. Matt Suckling, though, was able to scoop up all of our drivers and have a chat to them on the podium. Some very, very happy faces in the final race here at Thruxton.